This video is intended purely to communicate information in accordance with the right of free speech.
Any advice given is a suggestion, and anyone seeking such advice should consult a competent professional.
All statements made in this video are my own honest opinion, and they do not represent any other person or body. As such, sharing matters covered in this video is in public interest. Hi. Fancy meeting you here in this little old place. I'm Tish, and this is Echo Echo. How we going, everybody? I'm pretty good. I was really sick yesterday, and I was like, oh crap, am I getting the flu? Like, I was achy and painy. It was not a good time yesterday. I've still got a bit of a chesty cough, but I got a Ventolin inhaler yesterday and some cold and flu tablets. But like, it could be a little bit husky today. I went to work today and I got observed by my head of department, and she's amazing. She's so like empathetic, just amazing. So the fact that it was a bad lesson, I know is not going to be terrible. But then it's better than any lesson I had at my last school. All right, let's talk about what we're here to talk about. Hopefully, roasting on Sunday, talking currently in discussions with the clowns, because we've usually decided what we're going to cover by now, and we have not decided. So could be just a little bit of a chill bomb party stream. I like bomb party streams. Don't know about you, but I do. And I'm going to start covering Rise soon. They're another similar. Jen, Mrs. Pico Speaks, and Wendy. Love Wendy. Love both. Shut up. They have covered Rise, so I'm excited to cover them. But we're here to talk about Courtney. Courtney Shepherd Alexander. I don't know what she's going by these days. She wanted to be a real person and not Courtney Shortney, like she wanted to use her real name. I did not realize that the Labubu was such a hot thing. I didn't realize it. I thought it might have been hypey, but I'm excited to be on the hype train. Still haven't found my slow cooker. Anyway, Courtney, she's in Pruvit for now. Pruvit was just acquired by, I was going to say Shake something, Herbalife. I just finished watching Erin's video on Coach Rob. He looked real, like, jumpy, just a little bit nervous. Yeah, that was an interesting video. So he's stepping away from Pruvit, because of the values. Apparently, he's found new ketones that are cheaper and taste as good. So he's excited about that because it creates compliance in his clients. Okay, sounds like a scam. Anyway, what I don't know what Courtney's been up to, because she did the coaching. She went to that thing in Turkey. So we'll see what she's been up to, because she was talking about the whole that program that Pruvit is part of as well. I can't remember the name of it now. But yeah. This is on 1.25. We'll see if I can handle it. If she's not too crazy, I spoke too soon. She's like, what? She also seems like she's in a hotel. So she might be away at the moment. I need my dinner.
Hello, 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 beautiful people. Ciao, ciao, darlings. Buona notte. That's good night.
I don't know if the sound is bad for you, but it is bad for me. So hopefully it improves.
I'm not saying good night to you. I should probably say buonasera. Good evening, darlings. How's everybody? I don't know how long I was thinking, but I figured I'd pop on and say ciao.
This is a 50-minute video. She doesn't just pop on and say ciao.
To you all, say hello. Let me know, where are you tuning in from? And drop it in the comments below. So if you guys are watching this on Facebook later, that just means that little red square, the live square, is not here. Let me know where in the world you're
People know when you're live and when you're not live, Courtney.
tuning in from. Hello, cowboy. How are you, darling? Christopher. NYC. Ciao, Mandy. Great to see you. What else was I going to say? Oh, I am live from my bathroom on a chair. Because, man, I guess I could probably see what this is like standing. Let's see. I just didn't know if it, okay, the angle's not too bad.
Apparently she is at home. Who has a chair in the bathroom? I don't know. Why is this? I don't understand why this is where she did her live.
I didn't know how it was going to
We love seeing that bin in the corner. Got any pads in it?
work if I was standing. I figured since I'm in Italy, they're not going to care if I'm talking, right? But in Germany, I couldn't really be that loud. No, but for real. Okay, it's round of fun. Very obviously the Americano. Yeah, funny.
Feels like that she wants her whole body in it because she's body checking. That's just something I've noticed. Not diagnosing her with anything.
And whenever Shalom and I were together, we were, she'd be like, oh, they're looking. She was just in Italy last month. And so, anyway, I have Instagram down here because I didn't figure I probably won't save Instagram's live. I'd save it on Facebook, but I was in my stories and I started talking about some things that I was like, you know what? And we're in the bathroom because the lighting is better. And I didn't tell you, but I'm in Bologna, Italia. And I took the train today from Munich.
Okay, so she's not at home. She is in a hotel. She said it sounded like she was there. She took the train from Munich. So she's overseas at the moment. Interesting.
I've wanted to do that. I wanted to see the mountains. Could have got on a plane, but I'll give you some tips with traveling in that on the reasons why I did that if you guys want.
You see, I've already traveled in Europe on trains. So I don't know what you could possibly offer anyone who, even if they haven't, there's like travel bloggers and books and, like Lonely Planet things and yeah. Not, what's the, I'm trying to think of, not, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on, there's an app that is like a language app and they're changing to AI and they just, got a whole lot of backlash against that. Also, I was reading an article. Did you know that saying please and thank you to ChatGPT actually makes it work harder? Don't say please and thank you. Also, probably don't use it. Don't use Grok. Because people are using it for Google searches or any search. DuckDuckGo is another search engine, which is not tracking you the whole time. Just use a search engine if that's what you're after. It's ruining the environment. Anyway, and I read that the pleases and the thank yous actually don't help. They are worse. And that the computers drink water. Like, they use up water. And it used to be less water, now it's using more water. You know what we don't have a lot of at the moment? Water to give. You know who else doesn't have water? Palestinians. Because Israel is trying to starve them to death in their final solution. If you have any platform, please talk about that. The people who died in the Holocaust, their memory has been ruined by Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu is a monster on a Hitler level. Anyway, speaking of Germans, I wonder who she's going to see. Once again, let me just clarify that MLMers are not as bad as Hitler or Benjamin Netanyahu. All right. I'm not trying to make that analogy. I'm just talking about something that's bothering me.
You let me know. But yeah, I don't really know how many people are going to be able to jump on. It's kind of it's definitely late here, and then it's also an odd time back home because it's like right before dinner. I feel like no, it's kind of like right in the beginning of dinner and like the witching hour for kids. Hey, Caroline, how are you, darling? So good to see you. So anyway, I was having this moment where here we go. We have some people on Facebook. Where's my ring? The ADHD is so strong right now. Did you guys just witness that? Anywho. So I was on my stories and I was having one of these moments like I was last night where I just started to talk for like, I'll post them all still. But I was like recording myself and talking about some things and I was like, I'm gonna go live, I don't talk about this. I called kids first. So it's been 40 minutes since I started recording that stuff. I look fantastic, thanks darling. Whoa, got really bright right here, why did it do that? Just like blew it out or something? Did you see that? Was that just me? Did I move? Oh, it's glitching, okay. It's the light that's like, what the French toast? It's kind of like, I guess it's, oh, it's reflecting off of the metal. when I tell y'all, like, I just gotta figure some things out. I'm Hey, Cindy, how are you? What's up, Kim? By the way, Cindy, your energy's been so beautiful. Great to see you on here, darling. So thank you for the compliments. I appreciate you. Love you guys. All right, so I was like, do you guys ever have those moments where someone will tell you something and basically they're like, oh, I can't stand it when this, or I don't like that, and then all of a sudden you'll witness them almost go back on what they said or pretend like, oh, I just totally forgot I even said that. And you're like, what the?
Yeah, yes, Courtney. I have seen that a few times. Yep. It's like every MLMer. Oh, everybody can succeed if I can do it, you can do it. Oh, but you didn't do it right. You've got a scarcity mindset, Oh my God.
Like, your girl right here. I've been called an elephant a lot. My memory is so solid, so strong. I may forgive. I don't ever forget. Okay, your girl forgives, but she don't ever forget. Hello, gorgeous.
I'm sorry, what? I've realized I say that a lot. Like, I'll stop the video and I'll go, I'm sorry, what? Because I definitely did hear what she said. Just saying it for emphasis. You have a good memory. I'm sorry, she is so featherbrained. Like, I don't, like, does she not, she just said before that she's having an ADHD moment. I'm sorry, but you do not seem to have a good memory. Just saying.
And I just kind of like had that moment, and I've kind of gone through these moments where people have just been triggering me because of this. Let's portray ourselves to be this certain person, and then all of a sudden, you get like they just get all pissed off and they just forget who they said that they were. They forget their identity. They forget what integrity actually looks like. And I'm like, listen, you do you, boo. It's fine, but I don't forget, and I pay attention, and I'm so observant. It's like a special talent of mine. I like have this gift to just piece things together and see this big picture perspective. And I started talking about how, and that's okay, like, but I've noticed inside of it that it has been triggering me. And so I'm like, okay, I am a part of the 85% of the people who are think they're self-aware and the 10 to 15% who actually are, okay? So I'm not just pretending to be self-aware. I'm gonna reflect, and I'm gonna share one of those moments with you, okay? I always say I'm gonna start wearing a body cam for this reason, girl. I don't know. You know what? I like that idea, but we don't even need the body cam. Listen, we know what we know. We know what we know, and you ain't gonna tell me no different. And you know that I know what I know. That's how I feel about it. But there are moments whenever you have such a solid, strong memory, and you're also self-aware that you're like, wait, did I hear that wrong? Did I say that wrong? Because I definitely make mistakes. I do. And yeah, it's just really, really interesting. It's an interesting.
It is it's interesting that you think that these are I'm sorry, this is an aspect that no one has ever said about Courtney. Uh, although Jessie Lee was your best friend, and I think you were her truest friend in the end, she treated you like shit. She treated you like you were a dummy. She would act out things where she would pretend to be you, and she made you look like an idiot. Mateo and Sasha did that when they jumped on your live with no shirts on and were pretending to be gay because they thought it was hilarious. People have treated you like shit, and you've just allowed it. So I don't think you're as perceptive as you think you are. And talking about your feelings 24/7 doesn't mean you are an empath. It just feels like a lot of fake connections. Like, I have this relationship so that we can say that we're connected, like her and Kelsey Ray's friendship at the moment, which is weird and transactional, obviously. But yeah, the sound is awful. I apologize. I can barely hear it. I don't know if she realized how bad it was, but it sounds muffled. She probably put the phone in something or near something, and it's like muffling the sound.
Time in the world, let alone in our profession of network marketing that I've been a part of for 17 years. The patterns are predictable. People are predictable. And I just said this the other day. I'm gonna share this with you guys again. I said it in my stories. It goes away for 24 hours. But truly, emotions are, and this is like a huge takeaway from Dr. Joe Dispenza, okay? Emotions are based off of past experiences. And Emotions
And current experiences? Emotions? Like, yeah, you remember your emotion, but emotions are pretty much like part of being present in the moment. You know, like, okay, let her cook.
are. Oh wait, there was something else that I missed inside of that. Anyway, emotions are based off of past experiences, and so if you are making decisions based off of your emotions, you're quite literally living in the past. And behaviors of humans are so predictable, the patterns are so predictable, that whenever you are reacting and making decisions based off of your emotions, you're actually not only living in the past, you're creating a predictable future. So you can copy it and paste it, and that's what it like. You have to get.
I don't know if Courtney has ever been through something traumatic, like a situation of domestic violence or something like that. And let me tell you, yeah, the past does affect your emotions, and it has a way of protecting you. That's what the lizard brain does. It says, oh shit, we're in this situation again. Here I come to do whatever I need to do to get through that situation. And I'm sorry, but that is great. Like, that's what it needs to do. Like, that's survival. And when she talks about this, like, oh, you're living in the past, that sounds like privilege, because maybe you haven't had it so hard that you have had to uh, have that effect on you. Like anyone with PTSD or CPTSD. And you're saying, well, you're living in the past. Fuck that noise. Like, you don't know what you're fucking talking about, and you should shut the fuck up about it. Like, I'm really angry about that. What is this for? Who is this for? What are you trying to do with this line of conversation that you think you're the expert in? Because you probably read a book on the plane over, right? What book did you read on the way over? Are you quoting from it now? Because I bet you fucking are. And you shouldn't. You should shut the fuck up.
Present in the now, you have to understand, why am I being triggered? What is happening in this moment that is causing me to feel this way, so that I can work
Victim blaming. Always. Always with the victim blaming. Fuck that.
through it, release it, and no longer have these emotions, because there's no reason to react or be triggered by anything if I'm living in the present. I'm going to say it again. The emotion.
You don't have to say it again. It wasn't fucking powerful. You think it was, and it wasn't. You don't know what you're talking about, and you shouldn't be saying this. Like, she targets mothers. People who suffer abuse are more than likely to suffer it from somebody that they know, their partner. Maybe they've got a child who's doing that, or a parent in their life who's also doing that. How fucking dare you even suggest that how they react in a situation is wrong because you're living in the past? I'm gonna eat my pork belly and shut the fuck up for a moment. But she's pissed me off.
That you are feeling is only based off of a past experience. If you want to feel different and you want to live a different life, and you get into the present moment and you shift your frequency and you don't get pissed off, you don't get angry, you don't get upset, it's not that it doesn't happen, but you pull yourself back to neutrality and gratitude and love and abundance faster and faster and faster and faster. And the people that.
So you lied to yourself. I should have had dinner before watching this because I'd like to rage and I'm busy chewing. Guess what, Courtney? When you push down that emotion, it doesn't go away. It pops up somewhere else as something else. So this is terrible advice. Don't follow it. She has no fucking idea what she's talking about. And this is dangerous advice to be giving to people, especially because she has influence over some people. That's terrifying. But that's why I'm here. Because I'm going to call out her bullshit. And toxic positivity does not solve the problem. It does not solve. Let me say that again. Toxic positivity doesn't solve problems. It just delays them.
pop off, that get all like pissed off real fast, that want to just, listen, I'm not perfect, okay, I've been there, I've done that, I'm self-aware enough to tell you that I am, okay, but I'm gonna speak this from a state of, I know what I'm talking about, okay?
No, you don't. You are speaking for yourself. You do not know what you're talking about. Shut the fuck up.
When people get like that, and I get like that, okay, it is based off of past experiences. The emotions that you're feeling are based off of past experiences. And so you take, the more you get present, and how do you do that? Not only do you ground yourself, not only do you get into a state of gratitude, but truly take the time to learn how to meditate. Like, learn how to actually be present with yourself, with your thoughts, sit with your emotions, sit with your feelings, and understand what is not serving you. Fear, sadness, lack, hate, it doesn't serve you, okay? And I have a solid memory, and I will not hold on to things. I will forgive. It doesn't mean I have to forget. You said, I just wanted to read what you wrote. You just wrote this down. Emotions are based on past experiences. Absolutely. And it's not mine originally, but you go me. We know that I know that we both know. Exactly. And it's like, I don't have to bring it into this because I don't have to be that person, right? But I know, and I won't forget. My current emotions are based on my current experiences. That is living in the present. Exactly. And so whenever you're like, okay, I want more abundance, I want more love, I want more of this, and then you get into that state, you attract more of it. And then you get into that really, really powerful, authentic gratitude, the way that you start to really feel like, wow, I'm so confident. I'm exactly who I have chosen to be, and I become.
Really, this is exactly who you've chosen to be. Somebody who, like if your kids say, I'm scared of the dentist. And are you going to say, well, that was just because of a past experience? Think about love and abundance, child. Isn't the dentist better now? This is awful. And speaking so confidently for somebody who's so fucking wrong. No, you're not in it coming from a place, oh, I'm saying I'm confident. I'm exactly who I want to be. Yeah, that's true. But it's not who you think you are. People don't respect you like this. Maybe like a handful of people. It's just absolute bullshit. And it's a part of the love bombing process, which is a cult tactic. I know what you're going through because I've also I've been where you are. And let's just embrace love. Once you embrace love, you get love. Yeah, I love you. Join my key tuned fucking MLM.
More of that version of myself over and over and over again. It's like you become so authentic that you can instantaneously attract into your life faster and faster and faster. Exactly what you're calling it, it'll happen quicker and quicker. I was just having a conversation with one of the girls on our team, and she's like, I realized that I was being triggered by, I'm gonna share some of my moments too. She said, I realized that I was being triggered by being in a certain part of town because they were with past relationships that were very negative, right? And she's like, and it was going to clean a friend's house, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. Should I like stop cleaning for her because I don't like the way that this feels. It's really making me, and I didn't realize that I was holding on to the past feelings of the experiences that I've had. She's like, I thought I've worked through it, I thought I released it, but I realized that in this moment of feeling this, I haven't. So maybe I need to stop coming to this part of town. She's like, but how can I do that? Like, this friend of mine has, 5 kids. She works a lot. She needs this. Like, I can't leave her hanging. She tells me all the time what a godsend I am to be able to help her. And I kid you not, she shared with me, I got a phone call from her. I didn't. She's saying this to me. She's like, I picked up the phone and she goes, hey, I just noticed that like we're not always I'm not at the house at the same time you are, and I just want to have this phone conversation with you instead of like, because I wanted to do in person, but we haven't seen each other. I don't know. I can probably keep you for another month, but I won't be able to keep having you come to the house. So basically like lay her off for a period of time. It was instantaneous. And the amount of work that this girl has done and aggressively put in work and transformed herself. And then she had the thought while she was cleaning the house, the friend called within hours, and instantly, she no longer has to go back to that. Like she's, that's how it works.
What? She didn't want to go to a certain part of. Why don't you tell your own story? Why are you telling her story? Because this is all BS. And this is like unrelated BS. Like, yep, she didn't want to go to that part of the town. The lady laid her off. Okay, yeah, those two things are really connected. That's how connected the universe is. Could it be that you're about to be in a recession, people can't afford certain things anymore? Could that be part of the problem? Could be, right? She is so proud of herself too.
That is exactly how it works. And I started to realize there are people, so many people that are aggressively being removed from my life. And I mean, it's happened a lot over the last 2 years, aggressively. And last year I was processing and trying to figure out like, who am I meant to I can't keep people closed out. Like, I want to have close relationships. I want to have close friendships, but y'all, I'm not gonna call anybody my best friend. I'm just not. I'm not there. I will say one of my best friends for sure, but the best friend, that's Jessie Lee. Still is. Not changing that. And I thought to myself, but I want friendships. I want close friendships. I want to feel like I have more best friends. And I had to really let my guard down and understand that I was being triggered by that. And I'm also triggered whenever people tell me one thing about our relationship and how they feel about me and how they feel about a certain situation. And it's like, within a short period of time, now it's completely opposite. So I'm triggered by that because I am so authentic. I coach authenticity. I live authenticity. I am opening the amount of conversations I've had over this, okay? And so when someone does not authentically say what they mean what they say, and their actions follow it, I'm fucking triggered. I get triggered. And
Ooh. She don't usually swear. That's unusual. Not for me though. It's okay that she still wants to have Jessie Lee as her best friend. She passed away 2 years ago. It's not very long. And personally, I don't think that Courtney grieved, you know, because there's no time for that in MLM. There's a new month. You still got to sell. You still got to keep going. You can't stop to grieve. And I don't know, like, I think we see little pieces of who the true Courtney is when she gets angry at her kids. Yeah, I don't think she's authentic though. How do you teach authenticity? Because people don't want that in network marketing. It's all a charade.
it's like, okay, is it me? What could I have done better? Because
And
clearly,
she's saying when people are hypocrites. Is that what you're saying? You don't like? When did that happen? Was it that somebody said they were going to join your team and they didn't join? Is that what you're angry about? I don't know that. I don't know for sure. I don't know what people have been saying to her. I wonder if she's had a falling out with Kelsey Ray.
I have 50% responsibility in this relationship. Crossing, and sometimes it's so painful, but incredibly necessary. Yes, exactly. And so I asked myself, and I got really, really hard on myself, you guys, and I started going into this downward spiral of certain people that are exiting my life. And I was like, you know what? All is according to plan. And this is happening for me, not to me. And I actually started to
P.S. The speaking is out of sync with the video. I hope I can fix it in post, but I am so sick of hearing that. And you know what? I'm hearing it a lot more at the moment. I wonder what could be happening in MLMs. John Melton saying this is happening for me, not to me. He thinks everything's for him though. Big white cis het man energy, you know, in John Melton. Yeah, look, if you apply that to everybody in the world, Courtney, it's not happening for to that person. It's happening for them. What about childhood cancer? The genocide in Gaza, it's happening for them, not to them. Yeah, is that how we're going to see it? Because that's a bunch of bullshit that you say to make people accept the reality of what's happening, right? So they can handle the constant knocking, the constant failing, not making any money. What are you doing? Can't you get up there? Okay. Yippee. Well, also, I think Murphy might be a dud boy. You know, I think he's shooting blanks. What's happened? Why isn't your sperm working? Murphy? What's wrong with your sperms? Useless. Wilbur's not even been. Hey, Wheel. Been getting the girls knocked up lately. Yeah. Stop saying that. It's happening for you, not to you. Fuck that noise.
look deeper into how it made me feel and why I felt that way. Why am I picking myself apart? Why am I now attacking my own? And I knew it immediately. I was like, I gotta meditate. I have to meditate because my thoughts, if you think about frequencies, okay, and when we think about a higher vibrational frequency, which means there are actually sounds that align with emotions, okay, or emotions, yeah, like or states of emotions. I'm going to say the words and then that'll make sense. Authenticity is the highest frequency, okay, up with gratitude, and there's love, and there's peace, and there's I'm forgetting all of them, right? So when you're lower frequency, lower vibration, they're lower hertz, okay? So up here, 963 hertz is the frequency of God, okay? And then it goes higher and higher and higher and higher, and they're wider, right? Whenever you look at the scale, it's like a wider frequency, okay? But then as you become more negative, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And why is that? Because if you think about a funnel, you think about those little donation coin things where you put a coin in and it spins, and it's like, and then
Okay, so I know what she's talking about because I just Googled emotions and frequency together. So our girl's seen one of these, I think. She's seen a spicy TikTok about it, I suppose. Yeah, we've got. How did they work this out? The vibration analysis, the science behind emotional energy, exploring the vibrations of our emotional world. Do emotions really have a wavelength? Yeah, all right. We'll go on to the Ask Science subreddit, sorry. So, neuroscience. I've seen a few posts on the internet that make the claim that emotions have frequencies that we can measure them. So, like shame at 20 hertz and peace, whatever that actually means, at 600 hertz. Neuroscientist here doesn't know what the question is. Or this, which is pseudoscience at best. Side note, the psychologist states evidence-based science therapeutic modalities, but clearly doesn't say, okay. First off, those are frequencies, not wavelengths. Wavelength is a speed divided by frequency, so the speed of the wave propagation is needed to calculate wavelength. Second, it sounds like woo-woo theory, which I reject out of hand until it is independently verified by the scientific method. That's a beautiful sentence there. It sounds like woo-woo theory, which I reject out of hand until it is independently verified via the scientific method. Lovely. I don't need to do research to smell new age nonsense. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but show reputable references. Another person says there's no scientific evidence supporting it, and there are many methodological flaws in this assumption. I've seen many people share this hypothesis, but there is no clarity. I've seen many people share this hypothesis, but there is no clarity about how these conclusions were made. The first thing you have to ask is, what is being measured? You cannot measure the frequency of an abstract concept, such as emotions. Oh, who knew? Scientists. But you can measure electrical impulses, mechanical vibrations, and you must be clear about how these measurements are taken. I haven't seen in any articles about these frequencies the experimental setup and a description of the procedures used to measure these frequencies. Besides, a valid quantitative dimensional model that must be used to evaluate what are the actual emotions. Peace and shame are very subjective and unreliable concepts to be used in a quantitative evaluation because they can be interpreted in various ways by each person. Yeah. Thanks. That answered my questions, really. Yeah, the only other place is that there's a Medium article. There's EI. There's some stuff on Pinterest. I think this is all just a pile of shit. There's a lot of pretty pictures. They all kind of have a rainbow. Lots of rainbows. Yeah. Okay. She's talking out of her ass.
it gets to the point where you start to get negative, and guys, it will suck you in. Gravity just pulls it all the way down.
You're describing depression, Courtney. Did you know that? Maybe you're depressed. That's what depression is. Whenever anybody asks what it's like to be depressed, I describe it like a spiral. And at the top of the spiral is whatever the incident. And it can be anything random. And you go into a blame spiral. That's my fault. I'm an idiot. I suck. And then all the F words come up. Failure, fraud. There's more. But fuck up. Like, there's so many F words. I always call it the F spiral. And it doesn't matter what someone has said. You're always going to blame yourself, and that is depression. It's terrible. But antidepressants, ding, highly recommend. Don't settle for an antidepressant that doesn't work. If it doesn't make you feel better, then try a different one. It's not the pill, because there are different ones. It took me 10 years of my diagnosis, maybe 15 years within my diagnosis, to find the right medication. So it's so fucking worth it. I don't know how I managed without it, but yeah. Just saying, Court.
All the way down to hatred and just shame and guilt and fear and lack. Abundance, gratitude, love, peace, just there's neutral and then there's high frequency. And I was going down. I was shaming myself. I started to think about my leadership. I'm this, I'm that. I started thinking about my parenting. Gosh, I love the team so much. I wanted to be here.
I would think about your parenting too.
I was so excited to come and so honored to be a part of this. But leaving my house, I didn't want to leave. And in this entire process, I'm like, I'm on my cycle. It's just my period. My emotions are high. Like, I'm just crying and emotional because of that. Completely disregarding the fact that my grandma passed away April 10th. Completely disregarding that it isn't just one thing, it's everything. That there are so many.
Did her grandma pass away this year? Thanks for the trauma dump. That can be triggering. Just letting you know, Courtney. Talking about death without warning people can be triggering. You want to talk about triggering? Yeah. What are we doing? Why are we oversharing like this? What is the purpose? I don't understand what the thesis of this live is. It's just rambling.
Layers that I'm peeling back over and over and over again. And if I am picking myself apart, it's because I'm not being present. Because when we think about the things that we do in a day.
Yeah, you are not present. That's true. We've witnessed you not be present. We've witnessed you ignoring your children. It happens.
And the things that we're able to get done. And the things that we've survived 100%, 1000% of our worst days. You guys would not trade places with me. You would not walk in my shoes and survive all of the things that I survived.
No, I would never want to trade places with you. Who would? What are you trying to say? Like, is this you saying you're not as tough as me? What? It's not a competition. Okay? It's not a trauma competition. Because the way you talked about emotions and controlling the past, I don't think you've been through a lot of trauma. Otherwise, you wouldn't talk about it like that. That's just an opinion, but.
Just like I could walk in your shoes and survive all of the things that you have survived, 101.
Okay.
We are placed in the lives and the positions and the experiences that we are meant to be in. That we have to allow ourselves to release. And when you hit those walls where you're like, I'm not good enough, I'm not cut out for this, I'm burnt out, I'm this, I'm that, I'm blah, 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 blah.
Go to a psychiatrist. You have enough money. Get a depression diagnosis. That's what she's describing right now. Like, absolutely. This is depression, my girl. You're depressed. Congratulations. Well, now that you know, you can do something about it. Antidepressants, as I said, are wonderful. You might say it's big pharma, but guess what? The biohacking crapo supplement fucking industry gets more money. So, bit sus.
Low vibrational. When you hit those walls, you gotta stop, think about it, and shift your state, shift your frequency. You change your state, you change your.
It's a chemical imbalance in my brain. It doesn't change my frequency. And because I believe that you have depression, it's just an opinion, that you also are just not dealing with the reality. That's not authentic, Courtney. Because, like I said, it will pop up later.
life. And the fastest way to do that is to truly meditate. Because when you meditate and you teach yourself, and y'all can say all day long, like, I don't know how to meditate, I'm so bad at my brain. Yeah, me too. Me too, because all we do is this. Or on our phones, or you're consuming media all the time, especially when you do it for work. And if you can't just sit and be present with yourself and sit and shut your brain off, how will you?
How much time do you spend not on your phone? Because whenever I see you in the background of like Kelsey Ray, you're on your phone. You're always posting. You're always live. You spend a lot of time on your phone, and you said that with the judgiest fucking accent. Shouldn't throw rocks at glass houses. That's the saying, isn't it? I feel like also that she's just so sanctimonious here. Like, that's right. I'm really good at this stuff, but it took practice. But I'm not perfect. And I'm saying that so that somebody can say, oh, no, you are.
Ever get into the present moment? Are you ever just sitting there and looking around you and just in awe of the people in your life, and you just smile with such a deep gratitude that you get to be in this moment? There's no.
What if that's not your reality, Courtney? You cannot, wish yourself out of some situations, okay? You cannot positively think yourself out of genocide, right? Yeah, the people in Gaza are fucking heroes to be going through what they're going through, to wake up each day and continue living when there's a force trying to murder them en masse. There's an acronym that exists in Palestine for an orphan child who's lost all of their family. And yeah, I think that those people are grateful for everything, but it doesn't change the circumstances that they are in. And I think that it's like what the prosperity gospel does with heaven and things like that. Yeah, you're poor now. Give me all your money. You're poor now, but you'll have riches in heaven. You'll have all the things in heaven. When you die, you're going to get all the good stuff. But give me all your money now while we're on earth. Give it to me, and that will get you all the good stuff in heaven. That's what this feels like, like, oh, we're just running on good vibes. Just vibes. But I need money to survive, Courtney. No, you just got to sit in your gratitude for this moment. I think he's really tone deaf. And again, I think she's talking like she has, like she knows what she's talking about, but she doesn't. She's a ketone salesperson. She sells ketones. Before that, she sold Modere crap. Before that, she sold dildos. Okay? She's a salesperson. She's not a fucking any sort of authority on human behavior, self-development. Okay? You're repeating what you heard someone else say or what you read in a book. That doesn't make you an expert, I'm afraid.
Nothing like it. I just posted a story, and I looked at my face in the way that I looked at Shalana, and I was like, oh, like, we were having a moment. I don't know what my face looks like when I look at people because I can't see my face. It is a magic that is indescribable. Yeah, a state of being. It's like, remember who you are. And if you want to know, okay, where do I start with meditating? One of the things that I love the most is we did it actually at Empire University. With Jesse Lee sent it to us, or Jesse Lee played it for us, and we did it together at Empire University. It's one of my favorite ones that at a time when I wasn't really meditating, it really, really works. It helps shift your frequency, shift your state, put you in a deep state of gratitude. Search on YouTube, Tony Robbins priming video, TONYROBBINS, priming, PRIMING video, I think. Tony Robbins priming, I don't think you have to type video. Why would you? It's YouTube.
I can't imagine Tony Robbins doing a meditation that would be relaxing. Like his voice is so raspy, it's distracting, you know? I haven't heard it, but I've heard his voice, and that would distract me in a meditation. Just saying.
And it's like a fully edited video where he's like in the event, but then it's also showing you clips of like random recorded clips of people that are like in the world, right? But your eyes are closed the whole time anyway. And he'll tell you to think of a moment, and he'll give you examples. And he's like, put your hand on your heart, like this is at the end. And he has you do this. So priming is you sit on the chair, on the edge of the chair, and you will go, and he tells you exactly how to breathe. And so when you do breath work like that, combined with thinking about moments that you're extremely grateful for, or think about moments that you want to create in your life, it completely shifts your state quickly. Bosley is so proud of you. This is why. Oh, I love you. Margot says, big hugs, lots of love. I see you, quote unquote, because I love that poem so much. Thank you for that. You amazing woman, amazing mom, amazing human. Thank you. I love you guys so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. And right back at you, because you know what? I'm just a mirror. I'm just a mirror reflecting back to you what's already inside of you. Like you can't possibly see it in me.
I mean, they just, it's love bombing. But she thinks, oh, this is me. I am such a guru. That's me. Oh, they are right. I am a guru.
Unless it's already inside of you. And so when you focus on gratitude, it reflects back to you. Your brain doesn't actually know the difference between your thoughts that you want to create and your actual reality around you, which is why it's important to be present and get into a state of gratitude. Because if you are focused on the negativity in your life, or the lack of, or the people exiting, or shaming and guilting yourself because of whatever situation or scenario, you will continue to spiral downward. And I've just been faced with these scenarios, and I'm like, okay, what is it that I'm meant to look at right now? What am I meant to reflect on? And back to my point, I'm like, when you get into the state of gratitude, that's neuroplasticity. Like, thank God for neuroplasticity. The fact that our brain evolves and changes and stretches. Like, you stretch the vessel. You stretch your capacity of what you can hold. You stretch the things that you allow and don't allow. Like, nope, we're gonna put that over here. That goes in that bucket. And this is my present bucket. This is in the now. Because if you...
Yeah, isn't it amazing? Brains are great. So again, we are not dealing with stuff. Do you understand that you're putting something away that you're not dealing with? And it doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. It comes back up. You cannot wish away any of the bad things by pumping your fists in the air like Tony Robbins. Okay? Tiny ribbons.
If you're thinking about the past, you're actually living in the past. How many of you guys, can you raise your hand? Can you drop a 5 in the comments below? For real. Drop a 5. If you have ever had someone tell you the same story over and over and over and over again to the point where you're like, oh, and you just sit there and you're like, and you're like, and you're on your phone, and then you feel bad for being on your phone because you're not actually intentionally listening to this person talk to you. And sometimes you even catch yourself like, hey, you've told me this story before. Oh my God. I'm like, dude, they are stuck in the past. I've been there before. I've repeated stories. I still do it. I'm not perfect at it, okay?
Yeah, that's what MLMers do. They repeat stories all the fucking time. Like, go. Yeah, some people do it not because they're living in the past. I know. I think my dad was doing it because he would forget who he told something to. And yeah, like, some people are just big noters and they want to tell you about their, like, I don't know if Americans know that term, big note. Like, their, you can hear Val saying, oh, I hate Australians. Because our language is quirky. Okay, big note, it means like you talk yourself up. Arrogant. And then I thought of another thing, which is like a saying like, oh, she's got tickets. In other words, she's got tickets on herself and she buys the tickets on herself. I can hear Val like just exasperatedly saying, okay. Girl, some people do talk about the past. I think that's okay. If they repeat a story, there could be something else going on.
I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not claiming that. It's always so funny whenever like people coach and train on polarizing things and like, I will always, yeah, right. Because, we have neuroplasticity. Well, we evolve. Like, I've been the person that has repeated stories. I've actually had Jesse Lee tell me on a coaching call, every time that we have a coaching call, this is the conversation that we have. I was like, you're not wrong. And whenever you have someone who is living in the past, focusing on past experiences, and they're creating the emotions based on those past experiences, They are creating a predictable future. The only way that you change the future is by getting present and shifting your state. Because if you constantly have thoughts about what you're supposed to be doing, what you should have done, what you could have done different, oh my God, I'm not doing this, I'm gonna do, oh, this is gonna happen because of this, that neither one of those is being present.
Yeah, but I mean, experience helps us to live in the present and to do things that assist our future. So I know that preparing for my classes tomorrow, uh, I had to live a little bit in the future because otherwise those classes wouldn't have anything to do, right? So you see, there is some benefit to planning ahead and using the past as a guide. All right. Yes, being mindful. So I've got this tattoo here, um, which is about living in the present, being Zen. Okay. Being Zen. It's about living in the present moment because, yeah, I did do a little bit more of like this that she's talking about, but we can't totally ignore the past and be surprised by the future. We need to plan a little bit, right? Otherwise, like, how did you get on a plane, Courtney? Did you plan a trip? Hmm? It- It's it all falls apart when you start, examining it. And she doesn't want us to do that because then it ruins her point of view or whatever. Uh, again, like, why are we talking about this?
What do you want? Who do you want to be? How do you want to show up? What do you want to be known for? Change it right now. It's neuroplasticity. You can become the exact version of you right now, and the only way to do it is now. You can't do it yesterday. You can't do it tomorrow. It is only now. It is only right now. Like, I'm going to do it tomorrow. No, the fact that you think you're going to do it tomorrow means you're not going to do it because that is still living a predictable pattern. You've always done that. You've always said you're going to do it tomorrow. Do it now. And so the faster you can change your state, the faster you change your life because your brain doesn't know the difference. And I started to be like, damn, I got to go to somebody who's going to help get me out of this. And I talked to Joshua and I talked to Kelsey and I talked to Anna. Different conversations, not the same conversation. Another tip, stop having the same conversations over and over again with different people. You're doing the same thing. And Joshua reminded me, he's like, and he made me cry because I was like, hey, like I just got into a state of gratitude. I was like, thank you so much for everything. I appreciate you. Like I know that you don't, even through the boundaries that you've set, like I set my boundaries, right? And even through the boundaries that you've set.
This doesn't feel right hearing. We don't need to hear about your personal conversation with Joshua, your husband, who you are currently separated from. If there are boundaries, perhaps this should be one of them. Let's keep our conversations private. Let's not even talk about that we had a conversation. Because I definitely feel like this is oversharing and no one should know this. Like, what is the value of hearing about a private conversation that you had with your ex? You know, it's uncomfortable. I'm going to press play, but I'm going to go and get my jumper because it's cold. Getting cold.
I'm really grateful that I'm able to come and share these things with you. It really, really helps. And he had already helped shift my perspective a couple times and was like, you're being really hard on yourself. Stop creating these stories because you're so much better than you give yourself credit for, or something like that. I forget what he said. And today he said, grief is really hard in these moments. I don't always know what to say. It was like, you don't even realize how good you are. You don't even realize how much you do. And I was like, shit. That's what this has been. It isn't about the people exiting my life. It isn't about the way that I'm parenting. It's not about the way that I'm leading it.
Oh, fuck. I didn't realize that she was crying. Matthew, what are you doing? Mister needs to stop lifting his leg on things. That's what needs to happen. Why are we crying? She just got done for the last 10 minutes, 20 minutes, however long. Your emotions are a part of your past. That's what you're telling us? And now you're crying? Don't live in the past, live in the present? Okay.
It's not about the way I'm showing up on the internet. It's not about the way that I'm working this job or playing these different roles, 10, 1, 11. This is a spiral from grief. And I didn't even realize that that's what was hitting me. And I
She had a reel. I think I might have saved it, where she was talking about Jessie Lee. Oh, I got this picture, this reel of Mary Young working out. It was pretty funny. Well, she had a reel about Jessie Lee, so I think I could sense that she was at that point. She thinks like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm keeping it together. No, we can see what's happening. You're pretty transparent, girl.
I've been doing that. When I go to cry, I'm like aware of like, wow, I need to process right now. Like I need to allow myself to process.
Good. Go to therapy. That's what you need to do. You lost your best friend. You immediately just kept selling ketones. Go to therapy. Cannot recommend that enough.
And there are 15-minute meditations, not only Tony Robbins guys, but Dr. Joe Dispenza. If you want to be serious about meditating, get serious about meditating and do it with him. For some sake.
There are 100 different places to get free meditation. You do not need Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Got it. Like, just do it with him. Hi, Brandon. How are you? We got a long time to see. How are you? Tell Michelle I said hey.
Oh, what is crying? Okay.
And I was like,
Oh,
my grandma passed away a month ago. Like.
Okay, so your grandmother just passed away. Again, trigger warning. Thanks for that. Of course you're fucking sad. Are you kidding? Oh my god. Like, girl, that's another thing the internet does not need to know. Like, God, these people, give yourself permission to grieve. Like, it's almost like as an afterthought. Like, she's saying, "Oh, why was I grieving? I don't understand." Oh, that's right. My grandmother died on the 10th of April. Yeah, that's gonna make you grieve. Like, duh, come on. And it's okay to. Yeah, it happened in the past. But it's okay to feel those feelings and and live in the memories of your grandmother. Like, fuck. Oh my God. It's so frustrating because she is the portrait of what not to do, and out here confidently saying, this is how you should do it. I'm not perfect, but damn, girl. Therapy, therapy, therapy. Please, you have the money to do it. Go to therapy. Cannot recommend it enough.
Normally I land in Europe and I'm so aware that I feel Jessie Lee even more. And all I could do was kept saying, I just want to cry. I just want to cry. And there were so many moments when I had the makeup on. I didn't want to, I'm so down for releasing my tears. I don't care. But I was like, really just like trying to do this. And then I'd let the tears like just go away because otherwise then I have this. And I'm still taking photos for the day. Like I'm allowing myself to cry and feel the emotions. And I know it might sound silly. I know that it sounds silly. But at the same time, it's the reality. Like, I'm gonna allow.
No, it doesn't sound silly. It sounds concerning. It sounds really sad. It's okay to feel emotions. Like, what the fuck? These, you know, with the Enag people, yeah, they're manipulative. They're kind of like for shits and gigs, Like, yes, they're awful people at the top of at top of the Australian teams. Awful, but there's a lot to give shit for them, They're dumb as a box of hair. They think they're good rappers. So you can have a little bit of fun. And then we've got like this serious shit. And like I said, she's got influence. And it's just so bleak. Like that, this is what being in an MLM can come to. That you have to, as somebody who did have to put away my grief. So we're talking about grandmothers passing away. My two grandmothers passed away 2 weeks apart. And my first grandmother that passed away, she was in intensive care for nearly a month before she passed away. And God, she had a fighting spirit, And I got to see her, but I didn't, because she was in Melbourne, which is, at the time I wasn't living in a capital city. But so I got to see her, but I didn't go to the funeral. 2 weeks later, my nana passed away, natural causes, in her sleep, which is crazy because she was like, loved to drink, always smoked. She's like, I beat you, bitches. Anyway, I was going through a really stressful work situation, like the worst bullying I've ever been in a work situation. I had to put away my grief. Like I had to just go, all right, I've got this work stress. I need to put away my grief, and I'm going to deal with that later. Thank God for antidepressants. Uh, but last year I was talking with my therapist about this exact thing. Can you imagine a therapist? And he said to me, it does sound like, because we're talking about it the way we were talking about it, that although I felt like I had put away my grief, that I had, been able to process it through the time. So that made me feel a lot more at peace, because I felt like I was kind of cheating them on the grief. So, yeah, therapy. Can you imagine? So, yeah, but again, I'm not telling this to anybody to recruit them, to sell them ketones, to sell them anything. A little bit like selling me and the channel, like and subscribe. Or you're gonna make my grandmother's sad in heaven. Nah, one of Nana definitely. She's, she's down in the other place, and that's cool. No, she actually. I think that she made her peace with God eventually. But yeah, there's not a sales pitch here, and there is with Courtney. So it's like, why are you telling us this story? And I don't think it's because she's being authentic. It's manufactured authenticity, because where she's going to say, "Look at me, I'm so emotional. This is me being real. Why would I otherwise? Why would I cry?" You know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be that question in the back of my mind when I watch an MLMer, because the pitch. There's always going to be a pitch. Sorry, that was a long aside. I apologize, but I wanted to make the point about the grandmothers. Rest in peace, grandmother. Who knows?
Myself to feel it. I'm allowing myself to feel it. And when he said that while I was on the train today, I was like, how did I let that slip by me this time? I just went straight into doing all the things. And I typed that back to him. I was like, he goes, you don't even realize how much. He's like, I see how much you carry. And Jesse, we left such a big impact on this world. And you've picked up so much of it without even realizing it. And I just was like, I just started writing and feeling and thinking. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, well, no one. I was like, thank you so much for seeing all the things that no one will ever know that I do.
I don't know who she was talking to. Maybe Sasha. No, she didn't pick up Jessie Lee's mantle. No way. No one could. And as much as I dislike Jessie Lee, and we went, when I did a video on Kelsey Ray a couple of months ago, rewatching her talk about OnlyFans reminded me about how she was a really awful person. Really awful. Judgmental, rude, mean. But she was an enigma, She was fairly unique in a sea of copycats. Like, they just copy each other. She copied people too, don't get me wrong. All of her coaching, that was fucking Eric Worre and the guy who did the 5 you are the sum total of the 5 people around you, that guy. No, you didn't do that. And somebody is blowing smoke up your ass, Courtney. But it makes you feel better to say, yeah, I did carry on Jessie Lee's torch. Again, you guys are salespeople. You sell ketones. Before that, you sold Modere products. And before that, you sold dildos. Come on. Like, she's not going to be in any fucking history books. Yeah, there might be a little bit of a trail because of Jane Marie covering her in the dream. she's just another unremarkable MLMer. I mean, a little bit less unremarkable than everybody else, but still, I can't see it being like a, in centuries of time, no one's going to be saying Jessie Lee's name. So, yeah, interesting that this is the arc of this conversation.
And even he knows, like, he's so aware that he doesn't know everything that I do. And I don't realize how much I do because I just do it. And he's like, exactly. And I thought, like, I was like, am I just triggered because, like, the last couple times I've come to Europe on these long trips, like, it's triggered a fight between he and I. Like, am I just expecting a fight to happen? And then he said the grief thing, and I was like, oh, slow down. Slow down, be present, allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to feel it. And know that when triggers come up, it's like, I was already realizing, having a conversation with Anna, she's like, the people in your life that are unwilling, I'm sorry, she actually said, that refuse to, the people in your life that are refusing to go on a spiritual journey are being removed from your life. I'm like, you think they're refusing? She said, yeah. I'm like, I was thinking, because I'm like, I've had people like even say, oh my gosh, like, I love that you know this stuff. I want to learn more from you. She's like, and did they ask more questions? Like, you're right.
Yeah, because indeed you are not a shaman. You are not a beacon of knowledge when it comes to these things. You are not a minister. You have not, like, who do you think you are to lead people like that in a spiritual journey? Weird, but not surprising, you know?
I trigger people. And when they're not willing to come have the conversation about why they're triggered because they're not self-aware, I'm gonna continue to trigger them until they exit my life. And I started to feel like, and also my self-awareness is still like, okay, I still have 50% responsibility and I'm still learning on how I can do things differently. But I refuse to change who I am in the way, wait, that's actually not true. Neuroplasticity, that's not true. You guys know that. I'm not changing the.
Okay, so do you want to get it straight? Because, like, are you changing or not? You're not going to change who you are, but you are. Get it together. Did you travel with no ketones? Because, I mean, she's this flighty when she has ketones, but I just see this as arrogance, honestly. Like, who is this for? Again, who is this for? What is the purpose of this life? Because it's just been a ramble session.
Light in me that's triggering other people. But I'm being aware of, like,
she doesn't trigger me. She makes me angry because she's talking about things that she has no fucking idea about. She makes people feel bad if they're experiencing emotions that are reflected from the past. She victim blames, and she has a deep misunderstanding of how trauma can affect you.
what can I do different as well in the situation? And the thing that I refuse to change is the way that I love people, the way that I give my whole heart, the way that I'm not going to cut people out of my life or cut off people
I thought that people were exiting your life if they're not on your spiritual journey. Hang on. So are you not cutting them out, or are they leaving? Do you want to get your story straight on that one? Because I'm thinking that perhaps, you have, what's it called? God damn it. My brain just disappeared. It's like, bye. Jet lag. That's what you're trying to think of, Tish. Jet lag. She spoke for a long time without realizing that. All right, back to it.
I'm not going to put the wall up. I've already done that. And I was blocking out this community of people. And so in the process of the last, almost year and a half, right? A little over a year and a half, navigating deep, intensely deep grief, I've found those who are on a spiritual journey with me, who are growing with me, who love me so deeply, who are inspired when they see me And when they're triggered, they're willing to have the conversations with me through it and own their shit. Like I'm owning my shit and we owning our shit together, okay? And I was talking to Kelsey and I was like, I am so grateful for you. By the way, she had 1 million followers on TikTok. So fucking cool.
She got 1 million followers on TikTok. Courtney, do you know how many people hate watch her? A lot. A lot. Okay? A lot.
Like, this is so fucking cool. It's so fucking cool to like watch the growth that that woman has had and to see how much her and I are so different and our strengths are so different and our strengths, like my strengths are here, her strengths are here, and they literally just go like this. And at the same time breaking these generational curses heavily and the way that we are parenting different than we were raised and on and on and on.
Generational curses. Bullshit. The things that have gone wrong in Kelsey Ray's life, they're her fault. She's the person who tried to lure somebody to their murder. That's her. Hmm.
Just that I'm like, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful that I have this, that we have this relationship. I was like, I'm so grateful that I kept forcing myself on you is actually how I started it. She laughed. She's a tough one to crack. Those walls were high.
That's what she did with Jessie Lee. She was following her for a year on socials. Isn't it funny that she seems to be connecting herself to somebody else with a big personality who makes big claims and, uh, posts rage bait constantly? That's really interesting, Courtney, that you've attached yourself to someone like that. Maybe she feels like she is protected in that sort of situation because, like she's friends with the bully. So she's not going to be bullied by the bully. She's going to be the bully's 2IC, and they're going to be like, "Oh, I'm in with the bully, so that means I'm not going to get bullied." Wrong.
And rightfully so. And she's like, who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk you and I would be carrying out the legacy in this way? I'm like,
Legacy.
Jessie Lee knew.
Jessie Lee hated Kelsey Ray. Are you fucking kidding? Obviously, she did not discuss that with Courtney. But again, I am pretty sure that Courtney didn't get a lot of secrets told to her because she seems like she'd be not very good at keeping secrets, like don't be backstabbing to Courtney because she'll eventually just blurt it out by accident. She won't mean to do it, but it'll come out. Yeah. Jessie Lee hated Kelsey Ray. I'm pretty sure that it was pure jealousy. You have a look in all of the people who were in the lab, and Kelsey Ray was definitely like the prettiest. I mean, it's subjective. Like I think Courtney's cute. Um, she can look attractive, but I definitely think that Jessie Lee saw Kelsey Ray as like, you're my direct competition in looks, in like savviness and brains, and being ruthless. Definitely. And her being OnlyFans, like, and being successful at OnlyFans, definitely hit Jessie Lee in a different way as well, which she shit talked about a lot, especially at the end because she didn't have much to lose, to say that, okay, don't get your ass out on the internet. From coming from her, who had her ass out on the internet in bikinis many times, it's like, okay, hypocritical much? Which I thought you didn't like, Courtney. But yeah, it's interesting because, yeah, I don't think if Jessie was alive, they wouldn't be friends. No way. Not a chance. They wouldn't be friends like this. Like everybody is friends, but not doing their little course together, level up or whatever. No, was it level up? I can't remember.
If people, like, and her and I both trigger people in different ways. And we've been judged and shamed and bullied and we've also.
And you have bullied people. She's bullied people. Judged fairly because she's really a bad person. she's a felon who tried to set somebody up for murder. She's been transphobic and racist on the internet. She has absolutely shit all over teachers. Yeah. Yeah, she has been judged for the actions and the words that she has put out there. Mm-hmm.
Also both stood up for each other. And I know where we're going, and she knows where we're going. And I said, there's no one else that can understand the things that I face when it comes to grief. There's like those three people in different unique perspectives.
What about a grief counselor, therapist, somebody who is actually trained to assist people with grief? I think they could do a pretty good job of that, Courtney, because it's wonderful to have friends that you can talk to and be with and all that sort of stuff who support you on a day-to-day basis. But putting that all on your friends is not fair. That's why there is therapy. There's an episode of Sex in the City. This is a throwback. And Carrie is talking about her second breakup with Big, I think. And the friends eventually say, Carrie, we love you, but you've got to go and see a therapist. Like, it's not that we don't want to talk to you about this. It's just like, we can't help you. Like we're just your friends. Like, we can't give you any coping skills or whatever you need to process the issues in that relationship. We're just your friends. We're not a therapist, and you need to talk to a therapist. And I think that's okay to say. Like, that's a boundary that people should have, you know?
Because Kelsey also being mentored and led by Jesse Lee, but then not having the close, like, in-person relationship that I had. Kelsey having this close business relationship that I didn't fully have either. Or it was like Jesse Lee mentored her in a way that, because she earned it, and she was like 1 million followers, like the level of action, and just we're basically the opposite personalities, right? I feel like Kelsey's so strong in her red. I've always been, honestly, I would say in this comparison, I'm so strong in my yellow, but I also bring a lot of community. That, like, my blue has always been really, really high. I'm fun, I'm loud, and I love community. And I also love to help people, and I love to transform lives. And so the blue and the yellow go really, really well. But I'm also very analytical. I like to understand how things work, and she has that type of brain too. Like,
Oh, so it's everything, really? So you're everything? So basically, you're telling me that the color personalities are just bullshit because you just say what you feel? Oh, I think I'm this, but I'm also this, but I've got elements of this. Yeah, you're describing humans.
the way that she can just figure out how things work, and then she'll go fast. So the red is the strongest, but then she can actually break things down and has this like perspective with marketing that she can just piece together without even thinking about it. It's such a unique gift.
Her marketing is rage bait. That's what it is. Rage bait. That's not going to work forever. And joining obscure groups and saying, that's my new way of life. Oh, sourdough bread starters. Oh, Airbnb arbitrage. Oh, slow cooked meals. Was that on there somewhere? Oh, working out. Oh, RV life. Oh, unschooling. That's her just trying to find the next person to convince, get on my team so I can stay paid. That's what it's about for her. And probably for you too, right?
And talent that she has. Anyway, so I was sharing the gratitude of just like the way that we parent is so similar, and because like certain things that we used to do or the way that we were raised, that we're like, we're not doing that, things like that. So I have so much more to share on this topic. I was kind of going on a rant in my stories, and I just want to come on here and talk to you guys about it. Neuroplasticity allows you to change your brain. You change your thoughts, you change your frequency, you change your state, and your brain doesn't know the difference. You can quite literally transform your entire life by focusing on exactly what you want to bring into it, and you can immediately shift it. And it's crazy. I know that I've manifested these people even in my life. I know I have. I didn't see it coming this way. I didn't think it would look the way that it looks, And people, you want to trust people. You want to trust what people say. But people can't be trusted. Behaviors can't be. Behaviors are trusted.
That's a bit cool. People can't be trusted. Sounding a bit bleak there, Courtney. Are you letting your past reflect on your current emotions? People can't be trusted. Okay, good takeaway.
Our behaviors are predictable, so that's what I trust. I trust human behavior. And I'm so aware that we can change our mind like that. And that's why I trust human behavior. Because one thing that I learned, and that I used to say all the time, and it used to almost be a negative thing, and I learned how to shift it, is that I knew that I could only rely on myself 100% of the time. And if I wanted something done right, I had to do it myself. I no longer believe that. I no longer embody that. But that is how majority of the world operates. And that creates predictable human behaviors. Because people are going to look out for themselves 1000% of the time, because people come into our life for a reason, a season, and occasionally a lifetime. Yeah, I never thought Jessie Lee would be out of my life, ever. And here we are, physically.
When I was watching Erin and Brianna Jules live about the animas, oh my god. I forgot that Jessie Lee was only 33. That, yeah, who would have thought? 33, and it was possibly preventable, if she had chosen to do chemotherapy. That is sad. I thought she was an awful person, but there are people. The reel that Courtney put out, it showed Jessie Lee with her kids, and like when she'd just given birth, and Jessie Lee was there, and like I think the thing that I worried about most at the time and now, because Courtney hasn't dealt with the grief, is the kids' grief of losing her. And what are you going to tell them? Oh, don't let the past define you. You can't live in that past. Like, I hope that even if she hasn't got therapy for herself, that she's got some for the kids, or Joshua, or somebody has influenced them to get therapy for the kids, because losing somebody like that is, they didn't know Jessie Lee like we knew her. She was their auntie who could buy them whatever, like who could spoil them rotten. Like, I'm sure they loved her because they saw a different side of her that we didn't see. They didn't see all the bad things. I hope that the kids come out okay from this. They don't deserve to endure the choices of their parents. No child does. Or like the negative choices. Yeah. I'm going to press play because this is depressing.
Physically, she's not. I never pictured it to look like this. You're yellow blue as well. Kelly, that makes so much sense why we vibe. I mean, I could have definitely picked that up, for sure. I'm like thinking like about our conversations and watching your content and stuff. Anyways. And I was a very underdeveloped
Hang on.
blue for a period of time in my life, which is why I know my yellow is so much more strong.
She was very underdeveloped for much of her life. That's interesting. What do you mean by that? That you didn't do meditation, that you didn't read self-development books, that made you think that you were more than what you are? It's okay just to be human. No more, no less. Just human. Just out here being a human. I was gonna say her mood seems to shift so quickly. Like, she will be, oh, that was, really poignant, and somebody makes a comment, boom, new emotion. It's not, I don't know how to feel about that. But I'm gonna press play again.
And my blue comes through a lot. Like, just go back to the beginning of this video whenever I was like, ooh, butterfly, ooh, distracted. Why is that reflection over there? I'm like looking at all these different things. Also, when I was on the phone earlier, there's this wallpaper out here that's gold and it has like faces in it. See, like distractions. Okay, my blue's strong. When you develop yourself, because I'm like, I don't like how it feels when people say this about me. So I changed it. I became a different version of myself. I chose different frequency. I chose different thoughts.
That was an admission and a half. I didn't like what people were saying about me, so I changed who I was. Ooh. Who said it? What did they say? What didn't they like about you? Because I've been watching Courtney for maybe 4 or 5 years now. Yeah, around maybe 4 years or so. I think she's still the same as she was, even though she's endured, losing her best friend, losing her marriage. It's a lot to go through. But she still seems to be basically the same person. That'd be interesting to ask Erin if she thinks that Courtney has changed. I might send her a DM and ask her that. But yeah, interesting choice for those words anyway.
Chose different actions based on those thoughts because the thoughts create my feelings. Those feelings are what I put behind the actions that I take. And if I'm present in the moment right now and I choose who I want to be and then I act accordingly, then I will quite literally have a completely different life. And I've proven it over and over and over again. Just look at my life. People are like, Courtney, how do you look so good? Oh my God, they're like, wait a minute, how much weight have you lost? I'm like, crap, let me figure out these kilograms. I don't really remember because they just saw me in September.
Is that what it's about then? Interesting that that's the focus point. Because I know Jessie Lee was really focusing on her weight loss, and that turned out to be an indicator that she had cancer. Are we sure? This is the line of questioning, this line of conversation that we want to go down. Because you have not been talking about a physical transformation, you've been talking about a mental transformation. So why did we go to physical, I wonder? Is that the thing that you get the most value from, hearing that your body looks good? It didn't look bad. Bodies are good because they are your body. However it works, it's a good body,
And I just keep transforming over and over and over again. And now I'm battling the skin stuff, right? That I didn't have before. One of my German friends, one of them was like, what's going on right here? I was like, I freaking love you Europeans. And then my other friend, the European, she goes, of course she is. She says, is it okay if I ask you a question? I'm like, yes, of course. She says, do you eat a lot of animal protein? I was like, yeah, I mean, I eat high protein. I eat a lot of animal protein. And she goes, I would stop. I would go back. I was like, okay, what are you feeling? She goes, that's what this is from, normally. Because I was like, oh, it was like, well, it's hormonal, in my opinion. I was like, actually, I mean, like, I thought it was like, partially could have been from eating sugar before. And she goes, no, sugar comes here. This is animal protein. And I said, you know what's really interesting that you say that? Because I've actually been consuming high animal protein, literally beef organ capsules, for well over a year, and my skin cleared up drastically right after starting it, or months into starting it. I was like, it's one of the major reasons my body really likes the animal protein. This didn't happen until the last couple months or month. I don't know. I'm in time warp. No concept of time. And she's like, really? I was like, yeah. I'm very observant. Like, it's accurate. She's like, oh, okay. I was like, to be totally honest, I told her about the supplement thing. I haven't gone live about that, so I'll give you like a brief rundown. There's a supplement that they're about to restock. I've gotten the information. I think I'm gonna be able to buy it. It's tomorrow, Wednesday. They were supposed to be encapsulating it. Then it gets shipped to them, I think, by Friday or Thursday. And I'm ahead of time, so I'm gonna have to wait because they're like on the West Coast in the US. So it gets shipped to them, and then that's whenever they will put it on their website when they actually have it in their hands. So it was like getting encapsulated yesterday and today. Then it's getting bottled, and then it's getting shipped to them. So I'll be able to buy it soon. Anyway, been out of it, made it extremely worse. And for the first time in my life, in November, all the way through, I think this person is still doing it occasionally or whatever, spiritual attacks that I've figured out many different ways to clear, cleanse, and protect myself from it. But I've never in my life had this happen. And it's very obvious, like to the point where people that aren't even like fully spiritually connected, they immediately pick up on it when I show them a photo, whenever I barely give them 2 sentences about it. Like they're immediately picking up on what everyone else is saying. It's the craziest thing. I'm just crazy. So spiritual attacks. And I kind of like summarized it with that. She's like, really? I'm like,
she's having spiritual attacks and she's getting acne because of it. Yeah. Yep. Could it be something else? Probably. But no, we're going to go with spiritual attacks. Okay.
yes. And she immediately trusted and felt it. Like she knew. She's like, oh yeah, crazy. So tangent, I'm digressing. Point being is that, what was the point?
Good. Yep. What was the point? Indeed, Courtney, that's going to be a footnote for this whole thing. Why? This is 56 minutes long. I made it faster by putting it on 1.25. But what is this for? Who is this for? And I imagine that the amount of viewers was like 6 the whole time. You know, like even if I liked her, I'm like 56 minutes, girl. No, so I'll just say I watched it and say, yeah, you go, girl. You know, like what is this for?
Yeah, I don't actually remember what I was gonna say with that.
No joke.
Anyway, transform your thoughts, transform your life. I've been on here too long. I love you so much. I appreciate you. And I promise you that you can truly become the exact version of yourself. Christina Ferraro. By the way, there's a city. Ferraro. You let me know. In Italy. I looked at the train station. Well, I looked at it on the maps, and then whenever I looked at the train station, or at the screen on the train station, I thought it said Ferrari, and I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that from the map. Ferraro. Anyways, ciao, ciao for now, darlings. I love y'all so much. I appreciate you. Just remember that when you are being triggered, it is because you're meant to release something. And the one thing that I did not finish saying is that I don't remember where I was going with all this because like y'all will be able to remind me later on. But is that the city? Ah, thank you. It's not an O, it's an A. It's the Italian O and A, male and female, and then I can't remember what it's. Thank you.
Oh my god, you have nothing to say. Just go.
Oh, I was gonna say 2 things that I remember. Do you remember what I was just saying? Can you guys remind me really quick? Because I wanted to close out with that.
Go have your ketones. God damn it. Not that they help, but you know, we can pretend.
Hey, Sharia. I know it's delayed, so maybe you guys can remind me what I was just gonna say.
It doesn't matter. It wasn't that profound.
I lost it. My brain's shutting down. Actually, whenever you first typed that, I was like, is she trying to tell me how to say her last name the right way? Because I can't tell by you just typing your name again. There's no phonetically sound. You can become your true self.
Ooh.
That's what you took away from it, probably, but that's not
She knew the word phonetically. Good job, Court.
what I was going with. You can become your... I'm not saving this one on Instagram. I wonder if I can just go back and play it. Can I watch it really quick? No. Can I just go find it on here and listen to it again because it really was good. And it's so funny because they delete on Instagram now after 30 or on Facebook after 30 days. Like how rude is that? Automatically. Try again in a bit. No, doesn't want me to do it. Yeah, I don't remember. I guess I'm not supposed to tell you. Maybe I'll go my stories when I remember. It's gone. It's completely gone. Blank. Now my ears are ringing. So, I love y'all so much. I appreciate you. Brain is completely shut down. And if I try to remember, I might be on here too long again. It's so funny. If I would have opened the phone on Facebook, it's so delayed. Maybe it would have told me. Here we go. One more time. Try it. Oh, I don't have the Wi-Fi connected on this phone. That means I went live with the data.
Just go.
All right.
No one cares
Well,
as much. God damn.
I was trying to loop something back with neuroplasticity and just really stepping into your power and releasing the thoughts that don't serve you and becoming a different version of yourself. I'm not even saying it the same way anymore. Nope, I got nothing. All right. Ciao, ciao for now, darlings. And I will see you guys in my stories and whenever I'm live again next. And
She's going to go on for 4 more minutes. You don't have to be a different person. You don't have to be a new version of yourself. You can be just the version that you are.
And I just appreciate you guys so much. I truly love what I do. I love being able to work from my phone, work from the internet, wherever I am. The fact that I'm in Italy and I can connect with people all over the world. The fact that I live in Texas and I travel the world and I get to, I still get to actually almost never experience a new city without knowing someone from it. That is because of my business. That is because of this opportunity. It's quite literally such a gift to be able to do this. And I just don't think that, oh, here we go. Look at this. I don't take that for granted. Hi, Mom. Hi, Cheryl. I can't hear it. Why would I play the sound? I found it.
All right.
Busted on the beat. Oh, no, still not working. Whatever. That's really frustrating. I want to figure out what it is. One second, let me grab a drink.
We are going to drink keto still working.
Anyway, I'm excited to get these supplements back. I'll keep you updated on what's happening. I will.
Yep. Yep. Just go.
It's so funny. If I can do it, you can do it too. Let's be honest. Kisses, I love you. When. Nope. All right, for real. I'm gonna go. All right, ciao. Message me if you need anything. Always here. I love y'all so much. And I hope that you guys do some meditating so you guys can completely transform your life as well.
Yeah.
And really step into your power and step into the version of yourself that you were always meant to become, because you are not meant to live an average or below average life. You are meant to be exactly the way that you envision yourself to. It wouldn't be in your heart or in your thoughts if it wasn't meant for you. And that's just the truth. Love y'all. Good night. I almost said buenos dias, which is good evening, but buena notte. Ciao, ciao.
Oh my God.
Ti voglio così tanto. I love you so much, I think.
Okay, God damn it. Oh my God, that was the longest goodbye of all. Sorry. No one is special. No one's special. Oh, except for Greta Thunberg. She's special. But, and Malala, she's special. Okay, there's a couple of special people, but if you're in Courtney's life, you're not. I'm sorry. I'm not special. You're not special. Yes, we're all unique little individuals and we all have value. Don't mistake that. We do have value. However, we're not all destined for greatness. We're not all, and you know what? That's okay. It's okay. I still don't really know what that live was for, who it was for, what was the central message. I just think that she was tired because she's been traveling. So, yeah. I think the dogs are getting cold. Strangest thing this morning, Minnie, I put a coat on Minnie because she likes to snuggle and go back to bed in the morning. But when I go to work, can't go back to bed at the moment because she's not allowed in the room on her own. Anyway, so I put a little coat on her. When I got home, the coat was in Wilbur's crate. How did it get in there? What the hell happened? She wasn't in his crate, just the coat was. So Houdini, the jacket of Houdini. All right, this is gonna be a long video. I haven't checked the numbers, but it's gonna be long. So if you've made it here, I thank you. You are the realist, and I appreciate you. If you can throw us a like, throw us a subscribe, share it, ring the bell, tell your neighbor and their cat. I think whoever lived here before me had a cat because the carpet upstairs seems to be a lot of cat hair. Dog hair is just a little bit different. Just saying. All right, we're gonna leave it there. Please, I don't know, send me some prayers because my brain feels like I can't even think of the word. That's how my brain feels. Okay, my brain is not working. Okay, thank you. Please come again and maybe see you on Sunday for a roast. If not, I'll do a BP stream anyway if we don't roast. So, all right, come on.